There is finally a legit basketball team that plays on 33rd and 7th Avenue, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, everybody? This is another episode of the Real Sports Show. Um, just coming to you here, on the eve of tonight's game between the Knicks and the Magic. And the Knicks are 14 and 15. And it feels like that we are 10 games over 500. Monday's game against the Hawks. I'm getting right to it because I'm just ecstatic. Monday's game with against the Hawks was unbelievable. You know, this team, and I know the Hawks are not a powerhouse team, but and Knicks fans, you relate. You relating to how I'm feeling right now. This team has not been this exciting. Well, first of all, let's be technical. This team hasn't been this exciting to watch, obviously, since the last time we made the playoffs in 2012-13 season. But even I remember the 2016-17 year when we started out with a record when Jeff Hornacek was coaching. Even the first year without Melo, when Porzingis was going off and we had a winning record and we started out well. Obviously, those two years ended up being horrible, but this is just a different feel. This is a different feel. We have a legit coach that preaches defense and has his guys play hard every night, and I love it. This is what this team, the city relates to a type of team like this. We all know how it was in the 90s with Pat Riley and Patrick Ewing and Oakley and Mason and Starks. I'm not saying that this team is like that, but it just feels great that for once, after football season is over and baseball season doesn't start until late March or early April, that we could finally, Knicks fans could finally get excited of watching a game in February. I mean, this team is just they was 11 and 15, and you like, oh, here we go. But they come back and they won 3 straight. I don't want to hear that. Oh, why are you getting so excited? And this team hasn't done nothing yet. And oh, who they have and all this other stuff. Be quiet. I'm not trying to hear no Nick hater right now, because for once, I could stand up my chest and I could sit here and I could say that my team has guts and my team has heart. And you're gonna have to earn a victory against this team, no matter if it's a good team, a mediocre team, sub 500 team, or a bad team. This team is gonna come out to play every night, and I love every second of it. This is what I've been asking for how many years, even if I knew that we wasn't gonna be a championship team, and this team is not gonna be a championship team. We know that. But I just asked, knowing that the Eastern Conference every year is not the same. Is not great. When you got a chance to make the playoffs and you know what I'm saying, around 500, this is what I've been asking for how long, and we don't even get that. Around this time, even if it was a full, regular season, by February we'd be out of it. Nobody won't be caring. And I know the season just started a couple months ago. But even if the season started in October like it normally does, by December, January, by the 3rd month, they'll be out of it. Last year, the Knicks ain't get their 14 win to the 50th game of the season, and we already got 14. We already got 14 wins in the 29th game of the season. That's showing improvement. That's showing that for once, we finally got a culture in this damn franchise. It starts with Leon Rose, World Wide West, Scott Perry, competent guys that's in the front office. They finally hired a coach that knows what the hell he wants to do, knows what the hell he's doing. Don't tell me that Tom Thibodeau is not a great coach, because I'm sorry. If it was a rinky-dink assistant coach, if it was Fizdale or anybody else, this team will probably have like 5 wins. He pushes this team to win. Look what he's doing with Julius Randle. Julius Randle better be an all-star. You know he's not going to be a starter. You know he's not going to be a starter. He better be a reserve. And I'm glad that he had that type of game in the last day of the voting. I mean, he went off. 44 points. You know the last Knicks player to score 40 points in a game, or plus 40 points in a game, they said was Melo in 2017. I mean, it's just unbelievable what this team is doing. Great acquisition by Derrick Rose. He's reuniting with Thibodeau. He's making that bench better. Quickly is even play. Everybody got worried, and I did too. I'm like, well, I hope it doesn't take off, messes up Quickly game. But it's making Quickly better. It's making Toppin better. It's making that whole bench better. Just unbelievable what this team is doing. I don't care. I know we're 14 and 15. I'm not bragging saying this team is going to compete and be the best team in the East. I'm not saying that. But you don't understand where this franchise has been over the last 8 years. And throughout the 20-year span since the last time we even made it to the conference finals. It's just unbelievable and refreshing to see a team that gives a damn about playing. And another thing too is like they you could tell they like each other. I love the fact that after the game on Monday, when Julius Randle was about to get interviewed, you had Theo Pinkston, who's like the hype man on the team. You had Barrett, and I forgot who was the other one. Was just before he was getting interviewed. He said they was like, this man better be an all-star. I love that. Like you could tell that they care about each other, and they playing for one another. It sucks that Mitchell Robinson is hurt, but Nerlens Noel is just doing what he got to do. Everybody knows they roll on this team. Everybody knows what they have to do. Everybody knows that defense. I don't care about all this offense that's going on in the league. I don't care. Yes, you're going to have to score points to win games. I understand that. Yes, you're going to have to eventually have a star player. I know that. But when you got a team like this that doesn't have a really star player, Randall's our star, but he's not a superstar like a LeBron, like a Damian Lillard, like a Harden, like a Durant. But when you got a guy like that could drop 25, 30, maybe 30, and you got guys that are buying in and playing defense, that's not an easy team. We're not an easy team to play against. Everybody's going to be sleeping on us, and that's fine. I love it. I love when everybody says, the Knicks ain't going nowhere. Got to worry about Brooklyn, and look what Brooklyn doing. Okay, that's fine. But I'm telling you right now, this team is doing things that nobody even expected them to do right now. Just wait until next year. If they keep playing like this and make the playoffs, you know how much of a great accomplishment that would be? Are they going to lose in the first round? Probably, if they get into that 7-game series. But I ain't going to be no easy out. They're going to at least win a game or two. And that's a stepping stone. That's how you get stud players. You know what I'm saying? As much as I can't stand them, that's what the Nets did. That's what you got to do. When you're not expected to do nothing, you come out of nowhere, you play hard, and you make it to the playoffs, you're gonna attract the Durants. You're gonna attract the Kyries. You're gonna attract a Harden to come in and trade. That's what this Knicks team has to do. They doing it the right way. They draft Mitchell Robinson. He's just playing better, great defense. Barrett's playing better. Look at that still. The Quickly is the steal of the draft. You got Randall. You signed him to a 2-3 year deal. Look at how he's playing. They're doing it the right way. And they're not doing anything stupid. Now, that being said, it's been talked, so should the Knicks get Bradley Beal? Should the Knicks get Oladipo? Of course, I would rather get Bradley Beal because, he's better. But, again, don't jump the gun and trade everybody. Don't trade Barrett and Mitchell Robinson and Obi Toppin. Don't do that. And I don't blame Washington for asking for that one, because when you trade away your best player, You have to get a player like, I mean, you have to ask for players like that and for picks, but don't give them the farm. Don't give them all these first round picks or whatever. No, because I think a lot of people are comparing it to the Melo trade, and of course at the time we always hype. It would have been nice to have Melo back then with with Gallinari, with Chandler, with Felton, even though Felton came back and everything. But at the time, the Knicks had Stoudemire, and they didn't know Stoudemire was gonna be, injury prone. So they struck when it was hot because it wasn't a guarantee that Melo was gonna be free agent. I keep telling people that. Like I keep telling people, people always say, "Oh well, you should have kept the team what it was because Melo was gonna come anyway." How do you know that? That's why it's called free agency. It's not a guarantee that Melo was gonna come. So they strike him on his hot. But this is different. This is different. This is not, because I feel like that team, D'Antoni, wasn't a coach like Tom Thibodeau is. I feel like you don't need to rush right now because this is like the first time again that this team is playing with some damn heart, man. It's just fun to watch Knicks games again. I always said I always would be a Knicks fan no matter what, but it's like, damn, it's like I already, before it's like bad enough I know my team not going to win the championship. Can I at least watch something? Can I at least get excited? If you get excited watching these games. They playing tonight. They got a chance to go over 500. They playing against Orlando, and it's like, yo, we hype. If we would play a 10 and 18 team, before, we'll probably be worse than them, and we'll probably lose. Now we're actually expected to win these games, and anything could happen. They could lose tonight. I'm not saying that this Knicks team is unbeatable, but it's exciting to see this team finally show some guts and heart, man. And it all starts up top with Leon Rose and to Tom Thibodeau. And I'm sorry, if the Knicks make it to the playoffs, I don't care what their record is, winning record, losing record, I don't care what seed. If the Knicks make it to the playoffs, Tom Thibodeau needs to be coach of the year. Because what he's done, it's not like he came in and we got two superstars, like there, and he's coaching them. Like we got nothing bunch of just hard, tough-nosed players. And he's got this team, and right now, the season today, the team will be in the playoffs. They'll be the 6th seed. It's just unbelievable what he's doing. And like I said, if they make the playoffs, I don't care. He needs to be coach of the year. I'm sorry. And I think the last time the Knicks had a coach of the year was Pat Riley, if I'm not mistaken, when he first came to the Knicks. And look what he did. He came in, and I always say this. Of course, we know Pat Riley. He had the Showtime Lakers. He had Magic, Kareem, Worthy, Cooper, Byron Scott. He didn't have those type of plays when he came in. All he had was Patrick Ewing, and that's it. But what he did, he said, all right, I'm gonna do it my way. We're gonna have defense. I'm gonna get guys that's gonna buy in. And Tom Thibodeau was always a defensive-minded coach, and it's just unbelievable what he's doing, man. I'm just so happy, and for once, if somebody sit here and talk trash about the Knicks to me, I'm not going to sit here and I mean, I will always back up. I'm going to say I'm a Knicks fan regardless, but now I can say it with a little, with my chest poking. Because this team is just playing with guts, man, and heart. And then you got Quickly, who most likely is going to be the future point guard of this team. Look how he's playing. Even guys like Reggie Bullock, I mean, guys that we really wanted, Knicks fans really wanted to be gone and was mad that we got him in the first place. Even Reggie Bullock hit a couple of threes here and there. Randall, we was talking about trading him, including yours truly, and look what he's doing. It's just, Barrett, he's still up and down, but he's obviously averaging more points than he did last year. Look at Alfred Payton. You would think that how Quickly was playing, and then when Rose, that's gonna, cause him to play, not play well, and then, he may not start and all this other stuff. He's just playing better. That's motivating. The defense he's playing. It's just unbelievable what this team is doing, man. And I know. Listen, at the end of the day, we all know that this team needs a star. But right now, Knicks fans, let's just enjoy what this team is doing because it's fun, man. It's always fun when you got homegrown, meaning the players that you drafted, guys that's not expecting to do nothing. It's fun to win. Now, again, of course, we're gonna need to get a star, maybe in a draft, maybe I'm saying through free agency. Of course, we know that, but it takes baby steps. I always compare it to Golden State. You think Curry, Klay Thompson, Curry wasn't doing anything probably till like 2011, 2012 when Mark Jackson came. They drafted Klay Thompson. They drafted Draymond Green. They wasn't successful. They wasn't having success right off the bat. But it took for them to play together, and eventually win a championship. Eventually they got Durant, and look what happened. That's the best way to build a team. Look at Philly. Philly was horrible all them years. Trust the process. Joel Embiid got healthy. They drafted Ben Simmons. Look at him now. You have to build a team like how the Knicks are building a team. Can you imagine this team make the playoffs? And in the Garden, I mean, it'd be nice if the Knicks make the playoffs and then the Garden would be packed to the brim. Thank God that if some fans are gonna come next on the 23rd. It's only gonna be 2,000 fans. It's gonna sound like it's gonna be like 20,000 because we're so hungry and we're so passionate about this team, man. And I cannot wait until the Garden gets packed. Can you imagine if a game like on Monday, if it was fans there, even when the Knicks are horrible and it's a packed house, it sounds like a playoff game. And that's a home court advantage. Even if the Knicks don't get, let's just say they make the playoffs and they don't get the home court advantage. Can you imagine if they go into the Garden in Game 3 and the series is tied 1-1? It's just refreshing to see this team finally play Knicks basketball, man. It really is. And I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I know I'm being realistic. I know we got a long way to go. I'm not saying this team is perfect by any means. I'm not saying this team is going to compete with Philly and the Nets. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that we are coming. And if we keep this up and we grab some players next year that are relevant, watch out. That's all I'm saying. I know what's going on in Brooklyn. It's championship or bust. I get it. But you cannot sit here and tell me that the Knicks are doing anything wrong. You can't. There's going to be haters out there. Now the Knicks, for these haters to shut the hell up, they obviously got to win. And they obviously, got to get a marquee player for everybody to be jumping on the bandwagon. Don't jump on the bandwagon. Keep hating. Keep hating. Because when that time comes and we do what we got to do, I don't want to hear nothing. And that's just it, man. I mean, I'm just pumped up and I'm excited, ready for tonight's game. Hopefully we can find a way to win to get us to 500. And we got a favorable schedule, man. I'm not saying that we're going to win every game, but we got a favorable schedule. And hopefully, I think by next week, they're going to do the reserves. I think this Thursday, tomorrow, they're going to do all-star starters, and then next Thursday they'll probably do the reserves. Hopefully my man Julius Randle will be there. There's no reason why he shouldn't. And it's just great, man. It's just great to finally, my favorite sports teams, out of all the teams I root for, the Knicks are my favorite sports team because basketball is my favorite sport. I haven't seen championship in my lifetime with them. I've seen the Giants win twice. I was alive when they won the 4 Super Bowls, but I was too young in 86 and 90. So I remember 07, of course, I watched 07 in 2011. Yankees, I remember winning all from 96 on, watching all the championships. But it's the Knicks, man, it's nothing like it. The Nets could do whatever the hell they need to do. The Knicks, after they beat Atlanta, was 14 and 15. The Nets got all the stars, and they won that game against the Kings last night. Who was on the back page of the newspapers? It doesn't matter what the Nets do. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is a Knicks town. It always will be. It's a reason why it's New York on their chest. I'm sorry. And I keep saying this. I love the borough of Brooklyn. I was born in Brooklyn. I have nothing against Brooklyn. I love it. But I will always be a Knicks fan. I was a Knicks fan when I was born in Brooklyn and lived in Brooklyn. And I'm going to stay a Knicks fan. There's nothing going to change. I'm sorry. The Nets could play in my house. I'm still going to be a Knicks fan. That's just the bottom line, and that's just it. But that being said, I just again thank you guys again, whoever is subscribed. Please subscribe to my page, Wilton George. Real easy, find it on YouTube. Please follow me on Instagram. Like I said on my last show, I have a new sports page on Instagram. It's Will WILL _loves sports. So follow me on that. I'll post posted some, comments and little videos here and there. And that's all I got for you guys. So let's go Knicks. Let's get this win tonight, man. And I'll holler at you guys later.